somebody gonna match my freak? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to John Dudley Speaks. I'm your host who's been a nasty boy. Today I'm back in the music corner to briefly talk to you about the song of the summer. And no, I'm not talking about Not Like Us, even though it's doing extraordinary numbers and I'm going to be bumping it the rest of the year. No, I just want to petition the entire internet and the music industry and just everyone in the world to make Nasty by Tinashe the song of the summer. And I know it's already going off on TikTok. I'm sure the airplay is rising because of that. The video is stellar and a lot of fun. And not to mention, the dancing white guy is going to be a meme like forever. Not only that, but Tinashe did her own TikTok dance with that guy in the background, which is just a masterstroke chef's kiss of viral hilarity. But honestly, removing all of the hubbub around it, this is an excellent song. It's a total smash, down to the production, the arrangement, the hooks, and yes, I said plural, there are multiple hooks in this thing. Everything about this track is downright delightful, and I want to just blast it from the rooftops. But you know I gotta break this track down John Dudley style, so folks, let's get nasty.
If you keep up with me, I'll keep on coming back.
Starting with the foundational elements, the tone of this track is immediately gripping in how low-key it is. I won't go too much into the instrumental. Other than that, the stability of the trap R&B hybrid drums and the soft keys really allows for Tinashe's voice to stand out and glide over top of it all. And the subtle nods to 2000s pop R&B is to die for. But there's just a little bit more attitude to dirty up the delivery in the song's concept, and that's where the melodies shine pristinely. The nasty girl refrain is a total earworm, and I thought it was a great decision to keep it pretty monotone, which sells the sexiness of the track even more by not opting for something extravagant as the main vocal draw. Tinashe's first verse with the match my freak line is also extremely effortless in grabbing our attention, while also establishing an atmosphere that's tantalizing and mysterious. And those backing vocals, totally epic and an excellent use of dissonance too. All of this brilliantly balls up to a massive amount of tension until we reach the heavenly chorus where Tinashe doesn't just deliver a decadent, endlessly catchy melody, but her vocals sound perfect here. With the instrumental stripped back, her voice is naturally going to be up in the mix, but she doesn't overdo it or underplay it. There's a sweet spot in that hook that's both vibe heavy and would go off in a club, and because of that, it's one of the best courses of the year, honestly. And then to follow it back up with the nasty girl refrain, it's just a dream when it comes to pop song composition. That's not to say that we haven't had songs like this in the last 5 years in the pop R&B lane, but I mean, this has all of the ingredients to be a smash hit, and it should be one. And if you're not sold, the second verse is where Tinashe distinguishes herself even more from her contemporaries, bringing her voice to a lower rasp in a rap sung type delivery. The sex appeal is there too, not just because of the seductive lyrics, but also in spite of them. Using the atmosphere and the vibe of the track and the melodies themselves, Tinashe doesn't even have to spell it out for us lyrically, because the track just ends up oozing this sensuality to it. And I'm not trying to say, oh, we used to be classy and we didn't have to be explicit, because that's a whole other conversation. But I found the novelty in explicit sex-based tracks of the last few years hasn't been hitting in the same way, partly because the core foundations of tracks like those are a little broken right now. That's not to say that I don't enjoy bongos or WAP, because that shit's awesome, but like, shock value like that only works on a song when the compositional elements of the foundation are strong. That's why some tracks from Gunna's latest didn't really do it for me, because when he talked about sex, it just kind of took me out of it. Then there's the opposite end of the spectrum, where the implicit becomes a little bit more annoying, like on the latest Taylor Swift record. It's almost like going out of your way to circumvent the conversation around sex with all these innuendos and allusions, that it ends up being the only takeaway from a song. And this is coming from someone that genuinely likes Guilty as Sin a lot. But I don't know, when you hear the same motifs in regards to sex over and over, it can get a little repetitive and predictable on either side of the spectrum. So I think it's pretty exciting to see Tinashe subvert that here, especially on the second verse. Because the importance of focus on a concept or a theme or a vibe can sometimes bind musical and lyrical ideas together, but only if the artist is dedicated to doing that. And Tinashe is not only up to the task, she not only makes a club banger and a song that's destined to be a #1 Billboard hit on the Hot 100 in my car at least this summer, but it's a song that turns up the heat in a fantastic and inventive way.
Big time, pull up, make a scene. Party's lame, no vibe, we can leave.
So yeah, I love this song. I think it's a 10 out of 10 pop hit All the TikToks for it are hilarious. The music video for it is super fun. And it's got me really excited for this new Tinashe album, which I hope we get a release date soon. Until then, you know what I'll be doing.
I've been an